Welcome back, and today we're gonna talk about Bofuri episode 9. And man, oh man, that fourth event is something else. Let's just jump into it. So, episode 9 of Bofuri, it starts off with Mapple showing her guildmates her newfound OP power, but this time she doesn't show like the full mecha suit. She pretty much just shows them that she can equip like one arm and fire like a Kamehameha wave. She just showed them that. And she had a reason to, right? It's not like she's trying to deceive her guild or anything. She just knows that, people could be looking and she don't want to give out what her new abilities are in case somebody is watching. And we know that is the fact. Somebody is watching because when we go to the Holy Sword guild, we see that Payne sent out, what's the lady's name? Frederica, to pretty much scout out Maple's guild, Maple Tree. And man, when Maple and Sally and the whole team, Yui and May, were in the beach, and they were like, throwing water, and we see how strong the full strength build is with Yui and May, right? Because once they like try to throw water on Maple and Sally, they pretty much create a whole tsunami, okay? So again, the full strength build is OP as well. Now, they might be slow, but equipment and stuff like that can compensate for it. But Frederica was pretty much scouting Maple's guild, and she was watching all of this happen. And Sally, being the OP person that she is, all her senses, and pretty much being like a pro gamer, because we saw her trophies that she got back in episode 1. So she knows a lot about games. She realized that they were being watched, and she calls Frederica out, and that's when we have the best PvP that we have seen in this anime yet. We see Frederica versus Sally, and whoever loses has to give out information on the guild. Even though Frederica pretty much said that she was not going to give out any information about her guild, she was only going to give out on the Flame Fire Emperor guild, or whatever the name of that guild is. And when they went at it, I thought it was going to be all out. But again, Sally's smart. She knew that Frederica was going to use this like as an opportunity to learn the skills that she got. So she deceived, Sally deceived Frederica in pretty much showing like fake skills or using fake abilities. And it looks like Frederica bought it. I don't know. She might be smarter than what Sally thinks. So she might just, she's not going to show me anything. And that's why she gave up. And she gave out information on the Flame Guild because her kind of plan is, if they were to go at it, like the Flame Guild and Maple Tree, that both guilds were to go at it, maybe that'll give, the Holy Swords like free reign to do whatever they want. But again, Sally ain't gonna fall for that nonsense. She had a plan, okay? And the fourth event starts in this episode, and the rules are pretty simple, okay? It's pretty much like a capture the flag, but instead of a flag, you're capturing an orb. Now, it's divided between like large, medium, and small guilds. Of course, Maple Tree would be considered a small guild. Now, I didn't know that Holy Swords, like the guild that Payne is behind, that Payne created, I didn't think it was a huge guild. I thought it was like a small guild like Maple's guild. But no, they have like a lot of extra members, it looks like. So they're considered a large guild. But Sally came out with a pretty good strategy, right? Because the point of the event is to not only defend your own orb that you have like inside the area that you have, which I will say, the area that Maple and all the guildmates got is pretty OP considering who Maple is. Like inside a cave, yeah, nobody's gonna get inside of there. But so they gotta defend their own orb, and if they were to steal another guild's orb and they defend it for like an allotted time, like 2 or 3 hours, they get like 2 points. Now, if the other guild comes in and steals their orb back again, they lose no points, and I'm guessing that the guild doesn't get any extra points. But pretty much you get points for defending your orb every 6 hours, and if you were to steal somebody else's orb, you get every 2 or 3 hours you would get like 2 points. And then the orb goes back automatically, so you're gonna have to go back out and steal it. Now, there's also death penalties, which is kind of like I thought it was gonna help the people that died a little bit more, but no, it actually hurts them more. Because if you were to die, you get like you lose 5% of your stats, and then if you die over and over, you lose like 5, 10, and it keeps going up all the way till you get to your 5th death, and after that, you're pretty much out of the event. So you definitely don't want to die, and you definitely don't want to die early because that's a big disadvantage. And when the event kicked off, man, I was hyped as hell, okay? Because we got to see the plan that Sally came up with. And pretty much she had the attacking team, which was going to be Sally, Kasami, and Kuramu. So they were going to be the ones going out and getting all the orbs. And they were going to go back and pretty much all of them defend their base at the same time. Because it doesn't really make sense to have your attacking team out all the time. It makes sense to collect like, 4 or 5, however many orbs you're going to get, and then go back and defend for the 2 or 3 hours that you need to. And then once the orbs go back to their respective guild, you go back out, you steal them again, rinse and repeat. That's how you get a lot of points. That's a great plan that Sally came up with. I'm behind that plan. It's awesome. Now, the strategy is Sally was gonna, using her speed to her advantage, and don't get me wrong, Sally can tussle. She can fight. She was, destroying people left and right. But she was using her speed and her like assassin style abilities like invisibility to go around and pretty much steal orbs. And it worked great because I got a feeling she was just stealing them as fast as she can and going back over there and pretty much just defend the base. And I'm telling you, nobody's going to break in there. Maybe Payne might be able to get in there. But I doubt it, okay? Because Mapple, with her angel form, ain't nobody going to get inside that cave. Ain't nobody going to steal that orb. But we might be up for a surprise. Who knows? Now, we got to see pretty much everybody shine in this episode. Not from like Maple's guild. They all did shine. I mean, when they were like defending the orbs, we see that May and Yui pretty much were throwing like cannonballs. And since they're full strength, man, those cannonballs were probably like nukes, okay? They were probably one-shotting people by just throwing those cannonballs. And you add to the fact that Maple can use her angel form to pretty much use her defense to defend the whole party. They're untouchable, okay? Untouchable. And we see that not only everybody in the guild is improving, right? Because we see that, what's the other guy's name? Kanade, the red hair kid. He got like a little power where he could create a wave and freeze it, which is probably going to be OP later on. It's probably going to be used, like they hinted it for a reason. It's probably going to be used later on. But we got to see the other guilds, like highlights from the other guild. While we didn't get to see Payne in action, we know that dude is OP. Even though we didn't get to see him in action, we got to see the other members of his guild. We got to see like a little 1v1 with Sally and the guy that dresses in green. I forgot his name. But they kind of went at it for a little bit using their speed and the animation for that specific fight. I feel like that's the best animation that we've seen in this anime so far. Because the other episodes, while the animation is not, amazing, but it's not bad either. It's your average animation. They probably didn't get a big budget for this anime, but the animation for that fight, I liked it. I was hyped up. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have a 1v1 eventually, right? Because if you count all of like the Holy Swords members, they got like 4 or 5 members that are really like powerful. You got Payne, and then you got, the green guy, the guy with the axe, and then Frederica. That's 4 members right there that are like pretty OP. And it so happens that in Maple's guild, we got 4 members that are pretty OP, right? We got Maple, Sally, Kanade, and Kasumi. 4v4 is gonna happen, and I can't wait. Payne versus Maple is gonna be hype as hell. Now, the last thing I want to jump into is we got to see like the Flame Guild Master, like the leader. Every time we see her, she's giving out speeches and she's strong, and we see like she's like a big leader. She's an inspiration for the whole guild. But she's OP as well, okay? She's like a mage, like a fire type, and she throws nukes, okay? She's not throwing fireballs, she's throwing nukes. And she's pretty much taking a whole guild by herself, and having her members get the orbs, and they're feeding her MP because it's an MMORPG. I'm pretty sure all that magic requires MP. But Sally kind of also went like a 1v1 against her. Not really. They didn't really fight or exchange blows. But she was like, Me, that's her name. Me was like, yo, no, forget it. I'm gonna go get Sally. You guys go back and defend the orbs. And we see her break down. So we see that she puts up like a front against, like in front of her guild members, but really she's kind of like a cute character, and she has flaws, which I like that. I honestly thought she wasn't gonna be like a badass, like she didn't give a damn about anything, but she has a good like character. She seems like a good person. She kind of like was disappointed that she let Sally get away with the one orb that she didn't even struggle to get. I'm pretty sure she's got like 100. But I'm definitely rooting for Maple Tree to win this event. That's my guild. you know, Mapple is my favorite character in this anime, so I definitely want to see her go ham against Payne. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.